The rumor of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's wedding has resurfaced, bigger than ever. But is it true? Or just a deliberately created illusion? The past few days have been a whirlwind for fans. Timelines have been filled with speculation, theories, and even purportedly irrefutable evidence. It all started with a leak about a new drama project that reunited Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei. A coincidence or something more? This rumor isn't exactly new. Ever since their on-screen chemistry first caught the attention, many have hoped their relationship wouldn't end in acting. Their gazes, interactions, and even body language were often considered too real to be mere acting. But this time it's different. The rumor is much bolder. A wedding in August 2026. It's a claim so specific it's hard to ignore. Fans are torn between believing it wholeheartedly or suspecting it's just a promotional ploy. On the other hand, there's something that makes this rumor feel lively. The timing is so close to news of their new project. Many are starting to wonder, is this just a ploy to divert attention? Or is it an accidental leak? The entertainment industry isn't a clean slate. Behind the scenes, marketing strategies are often meticulously orchestrated. Relationships between actors, whether real or not, can be incredibly compelling. And fans often become part of that game without even realizing it. However, it's hard to deny one thing. Public enthusiasm can't be faked. The reaction was organic. Thousands of comments, video edits, and even lengthy theories emerged in a matter of hours. This wasn't just a rumor, it was a phenomenon. Many fans who had followed Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei's careers from the beginning felt a connection with them. They saw not just two actors, but two individuals growing and developing together on screen. The hope for a real relationship often stems from that emotional closeness. When viewers feel like they're witnessing their journey, they long for the story to continue in the real world. It's as if their happiness is also the fans' happiness. But this is where the conflict begins. Is it fair to hope for something that might never happen? Or are rumors like this raising expectations too high? Some fans choose to remain rational. They wait for official confirmation, not wanting to get caught up in speculation. But on the other hand, there are also those who choose to believe, because for them, the mere possibility is enough to make their hearts flutter. Interestingly, there has been no firm clarification from either party. Their silence only adds to the mystery. In the entertainment world, silence often makes more noise than any statement. The longer this rumor circulates, the more details emerge. Some claim to see clues in old posts, others connect their work schedules, and even others analyze expressions in interviews. It all forms a larger narrative that's hard to put down. A story that may have never been planned, but now has a life of its own. But beneath all the excitement, there's one unavoidable question. What if this isn't true? Will fans be disappointed? Or will they continue to support? Because ultimately, real relationships don't always live up to public expectations. What's seen on screen doesn't necessarily reflect reality. And what's expected doesn't always happen. Still, hope remains the most beautiful part of being a fan. The belief that something beautiful can actually happen in the real world. These wedding rumors, true or not, have created unforgettable moments. A wave of emotion uniting millions around a common topic. And perhaps that's why this issue is so big. It's not just about Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei, but about the collective dream of seeing a beautiful story come to life. Now, it all comes down to timing. Will August 2026 be the answer, or just a date to be forgotten? Until then, one thing is certain. The world will continue to ask, is this just drama or reality? As time passes, the intensity of this discussion doesn't subside. It only grows. Every day, new pieces of information emerge, seemingly reigniting the lingering flames of curiosity. Even those who initially didn't follow this issue are slowly being drawn into the vortex of the same story. Some fans began to piece together a secret timeline. They connected the moments of their first meeting, the projects that brought them together, and even gaps in time deemed suspicious. They pieced everything together like puzzle pieces, hoping to uncover a complete picture of something that may never have been announced. On the other hand, others began to question the authenticity of it all. They saw patterns that seemed too perfect to be coincidence. The emergence of rumors coinciding with the project's promotion, the sudden surge in media attention, and the way the issue spread so quickly, it all felt like part of a grander scenario. But that's precisely where the appeal lies. The uncertainty keeps everyone coming back for answers. Every small detail becomes meaningful. Every movement is scrutinized. Even silence is interpreted in different ways. There comes a point where some fans feel exhausted. They begin to realize that being too deeply involved in speculation can be emotionally draining. But strangely, they still can't completely detach themselves. Because beneath it all, there's a lingering hope. This phenomenon also demonstrates the power of community. Fans are not just spectators, but also storytellers. They discussed, argued, and even convinced each other of the version of the truth they chose to believe. And amidst all the noise, there was one possibility rarely discussed. What if these two individuals were simply living their lives as usual, with no intention of creating a sensation, no plan to play on the public's emotions, but instead trapped by ever-growing expectations beyond their control? If that were the case, then the pressure they felt might be far greater than it seemed. Because every small move could be misinterpreted, every decision could spark new speculation. The world seemed to be waiting for something from them, even without them ever promising it. Ultimately, this story became more than just a wedding rumor. It was a reflection of how the public, expectations, and reality can collide. And amidst it all, one thing remained hanging in the air, the truth that remained untold, waiting for the time to finally answer all the questions. As the rumored date drew closer, the atmosphere grew more tense. Fans began counting down the days, as if a big announcement were indeed imminent. Every date on the calendar now held significance, each month feeling like a step toward the long-awaited answer. On various platforms, discussions have gone beyond simple speculation. They've turned into in-depth analyses, even resembling investigations. Some are comparing the behavior patterns of other celebrities before their wedding announcements, trying to find any hidden similarities. But beneath all this, there are also voices trying to calm the nerves. They remind us that not everything needs to have an immediate answer, that sometimes mystery is part of the journey, making things feel more alive. Even so, it's hard to deny that expectations have been built incredibly high. If these rumors ultimately prove unfounded, the disappointment will likely be palpable. But if they do, it will be a historic moment for fans. At this point, the story of Zhang Linghe and Tian Xiwei has transcended the boundaries between fact and imagination. It lives somewhere in between, nourished by hope, strengthened by curiosity, and evolving over time. And until the truth is fully revealed, one thing is certain: this story isn't over. In fact, what we see now may be just the beginning of something much bigger.